Hello and welcome to Saturday morning. Today's the day where I leave the bay, go to Filey, get on a train, travel to Scarborough, then walk back. 8 miles along what is supposed to be some fantastic coastline. So let's hope that's true. If the fantastic coastline I've seen from a distance yesterday is anything to go by, that'll certainly be true. Daisy Dog's getting all stressed. Are you getting stressed, Daisy Dog? Oh. She's getting stressed because she knows we're going somewhere. I've had an exercise in efficient packing. I've had to get everything into my peak design bag. So there is sandwiches, 3 bottles of liquid, 2 for me, 1 for Daisy Dog, Daisy Dog's water bowl, and my coat. I very much doubt I'm going to need this coat, 5% chance of rain. But the UK has taught me, never leave the coat behind. So we'll see how we go. Chances are I'm going to sweat, get a bit frustrated, and never need the coat. If I feel really brave, I might leave it in the boot at Filey train station. But I bet I don't. So we're at the station, but we are half an hour early. But I suppose that was inevitable because I knew it wouldn't take long to get to Filey, but I didn't want to get lost or anything like that. So, but we're all settled. The car's okay. There's a bit of a hassle getting here. Sometimes a solo traveller with a dog, I don't know, it just throws up the odd wrinkle. But we got here and we're fine. So we're now waiting for the train, and we're even on the right platform. Amazingly, the train station car park is absolutely free. Not only that, it's only for train station users, and the fact you're a train user is based entirely on trust. How quaint, small, nice village is that? There's fines and everything posted everywhere, but whether you're a train traveller or not is totally based on trust. So what's the chances anyone's ever fined? But anyway, that's a good thing though. But whether some people actually take the piss is another matter. But yeah, totally trust based. Okay, I'm up and out of Scarborough and I'm on the cliff edge. Very attractive. I must admit I was about 2 minds whether to continue because I've done about 3 or so miles even before I got to the start, and then it said 8 miles, so I usually average about 3 or 4 miles. I did do Howtown to Glenridden, which was 7 and probably much more rugged, so there is a precedent, but there's just a small part of me that feels I shouldn't have started this walk. So I'm just going to go for it and see how it goes. So I've been informed there is points where you can get a bus, you know, caravan parks and things like that, so I'm crossing my fingers on that. I think where my nervousness comes from is the sun goes down around 7:45, which means I'm going to have to do about 1 mile an hour, which I've never really done before on any other walk, but neither was I trying to. I just don't want to get caught in the dark. That would be a disaster. So I'm going to keep going, enjoy the views. I'm pretty sure I'll get somewhere hospitable before Filey, and then I can estimate then. I'm slightly nervous though. So, I didn't realise Scarborough had such an impressive castle hovering over the cliff edge there. Must admit, I've logged that one in my brain for future role-playing stuff. Wow. Just imagine that with the sea crashing against the cliff and the mists rising. Pretty impressive. It's getting very warm. I think part of the problem is that in my mind it feels like 3 or 4 o'clock already, or at least 2 or 3. Actually, not even midday yet. But it is about 11:45. So in a way I've got more than 7 hours. So let's just try and see if I can keep up the pace. So I've moved away from the coast a bit. There's a field on my right, bit of forest on my left. I have to keep checking Daisy. Don't want her rolling in anything, she has a habit of doing that. But it's quite nice to my right. That'd be nice to look out from your bedroom window, right? Very nice, especially with this sun haze that's going on. A very nice view. So I keep passing people on this route who haven't come all the way from Filey, so they've started their walk from some intermediate point, which is of course what I want to know. What is the point at which you started your walk? Because I could stop there, chances are there'd be a bus service, get a taxi, whatever. But all they keep telling me is how do they get to the main Filey road, and then it's a pretty long road. I know it's a pretty long road, that's why I'm walking 7 miles on this path. The point is I want to know where you jumped on the path from in case I need to jump off. But anyway, I haven't managed to communicate that yet accurately. So another rest point. I have deviated from the route slightly to avoid going up and downhill, but it's still very picturesque. And also my GPX file has come to my rescue. I've identified en route all my possible back out points, basically caravan parks that the route backs up to. So I think there's numerous towns and caravan parks that can rescue me if I get stuck. So another brilliant bay. Gorgeous. Anyway, 5-10 minutes, then I'm off again. So my route was deviating me further and further away from the Cleveland Way and the coast, so I've used a turnstile to bring me back on a more rustic path, which will get me back on the Cleveland Way. Also, according to a nice old gentleman I've just spoken to, it will get me back on the Cleveland Way if I'm clever and I notice it without going all the way down into the bay and back up again, which I'd like to avoid because it's the elevations that kill me. If I can avoid too serious elevations, I can walk quite speedily, but as soon as I hit a bit of major elevation, that's it, I'm out and I have to rest for 10-20 minutes and it slows me right down. Oh my God. There's surfers and everything in there. Wow. That's amazing. It's like a little bit of LA. It's absolutely amazing. You know, I'm going to say it because I've said it numerous times, so I'm going to say it again. All these people who go, America's my home, Orlando's my home, please let me go home. I get it, I like Disney World. You know, in the 90s when we were a 20s couple who just didn't vlog because we didn't have the technology, might have been a small chance we'd have said the same thing for a small period, but we soon learnt our lesson that, you know, America isn't our home, this is. And sometimes you just have to look closer to home. Absolutely amazing. There you go, the downward and then upward route, and the just stay on the top route. I know which one I'm taking. The stay on top route. So I'm past Clayton Bay. Bit of service paradise going on down there. Pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a sense of my path, my trajectory towards Filey, which is currently 5 miles away. 5 miles sounds better than 7, and I'm going to check the time as well. I'll do that when I give you a shot of where I'm going. But yeah, 5 miles sounds doable. In the time I have left, I think we're making good pace. So I feel the risk's gone down a bit, largely because the route, elevation wise, is relatively flat, so I can make good speed. But just let me show you my route. So that is where I'm heading. And without, well, it pretty much lacks description. That is nothing short of epic. And time wise, it's 1:45. So as long as I get back to Filey for 7, I'm okay. So I'm getting more confident. So let's keep on trucking, because this is freaking epic. So I am not an expert, but I assume this is some sort of World War II relic, where people used to look out for the Nazi invaders. I assume so anyway. I also assume the ground was less high. Yeah, certainly a good lookout point. There's Scarborough in the misty distance there. Looks quite impressive now you see it off in the distance. Come quite far. Daisy Dog's back on her lead. She just keeps going way too close to that cliff edge, and she has no idea, well, I don't think she does, whether the edge is solid ground or just overhanging grass. She's given me a heart attack twice. Anyway, she is on the lead because it is way too risky, at least for me. I've nearly died twice. Anyway, everything's now safe. But this is an amazing cliff edge path. Keep trying to dive bomb the cliff, don't you, Daisy? Crazy dog. So the observant of you will have noticed I'm following the Cleveland Way. Now, I always look this up and then I forget it, but I believe it circles North York Moors. It's one epic walk that you can do. It takes days and days. But should anyone want to check out the Nature's Theme Park playlist, there is at least one other walk, possibly a couple, that cover different sections of the Cleveland Way. I must admit that wasn't by design. I just fancied the walks themselves. But yeah, different sections of the Cleveland Way. Now those sections were more to the south of North York Moors. I am to sort of like the northeast of North York Moors currently. But yeah, Cleveland Way, very picturesque. Doing the whole thing though is, you know, we're talking days, weeks. But it would be an epic thing to do, but way beyond my ability. I want to give you another view of where I'm going. So there we go, this is what I'm following. I'm going to go round, and then you get the theme, follow that cliff edge, and you can see in the distance a caravan park. So that is exit point number X, should I wish not to continue, but I think I'm going to. But yeah, it is literally just awesome cliff after awesome cliff. Oop.